Lando Norris's shock win at the Miami Grand Prix Formula One race does two things. One, it ensures that an F1 season that was going down the doldrums due to Max Verstappen's consistent dominance does have a little spark of life in it at long last, even though I don't think this is going to be a title run, but a different team winning does help, and of course a different driver winning as well. The second thing it does is get an unfortunate monkey off Lando Norris's back, because despite the fact that the young Brit is a very highly rated driver, till this point he had the unfortunate reputation of being someone who could consistently score podiums but never quite the win. Well, he's dispelled that in, let's say, critical, clinical fashion. He's managed to do away with that reputation of being a choker. But was there an element of luck, and in fact you can say luck in the sense of rules not being followed when it came to deciding this particular result? Now that's taking nothing away from the way Norris drove and the pace that McLaren had, but let's be fair, there was an element of luck in two ways. The first, of course, was the fact that, and let's talk about the good first. Let's talk about the fact that if we're looking at the race in isolation, Lando Norris and McLaren had very good pace on the medium tires, which is the tire that they started the race on. However, that pace was not going to do too much for them if not for the safety car that happened at about our lap 32-33 when Kevin Magnussen bumped into Logan Sargeant, two cars at the side. They had to get out the safety car. Now, the key thing you can say was the fact that they were able to maintain the pace after the safety car ended, which in itself was a surprise to a lot of people. But the safety car also gave them one very big advantage that not a lot of people had counted on. You see, before the safety car, Lando Norris had yet to actually make a proper pit stop. He was in the lead of the race, only due to the fact that others ahead of him had already made their pit stops and were just waiting for him to pit to ensure that they could pick up the lead. In this case, they was of course Max Verstappen. However, there was also another factor when it came into it. So obviously the lucky timing with the safety car means that what happens with a safety car is that you lose less time when you are heading into the pit lane, right? So that was the advantage that Norris had, that he had a gap of about 11 seconds to Verstappen, so he pitted, and in the safety car time period you lose about 9 seconds, which means he emerged 2 seconds ahead of Verstappen. But the other fortunate factor was the fact that the safety car ended up doing, let's say, something wrong and against its, what it's supposed to be doing. When the safety car goes out, it's supposed to pick out the leader, because then what happens is it's supposed to go ahead of the leader and then everyone behind the leader will take up their rightful position. Now, the safety car in this case picked up Verstappen as the leader, which was not necessarily true, because at the time of the incident, Norris was the race leader. Despite the fact that he had not yet pitted, the safety car ended up picking not Norris but Verstappen. And what that did was that it ensured that he could get that pit stop out of the way, emerge ahead of Verstappen. By that point, the safety car figured out that, okay, there's a bit of a mistake being made here. We had to pick up Norris instead. Went ahead of Norris, but it didn't really matter because he did not cede track position. So it's fair to say that there was a big element of luck when it comes to Lando Norris nailing what should have been, or what should be, a momentous occasion. Because again, your first win in F1, it's going to be nothing short of special. Unfortunately, will be marred by a little bit of controversy, but you can also say that Lando has previously come very, very close to getting a race win, only to see it snatched away by some circumstance beyond him. The most notable example, of course, being the Russian Grand Prix in 2021, where he led for most of the race, but then ended up slipping out because he opted to stay out when the rain came, didn't change to wet weather tires, and paid the price for it. So, was there a bit of an element of luck involved? Sure, but him getting the win will hopefully reinvigorate a season that threatened to be going down a rather familiar path, and let's just say all of them ended with the Dutch national anthem being played after every race. Hardly the ideal scenario for F1 fans who a few years back had gotten accustomed to a very fierce on-track battle. But what are your thoughts on Lando Norris's race win? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel and tap that bell icon as well. Follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget to download the AajTak app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well. For now, from my side though, it is goodbye.